Two. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. The Lord said, confession good for the soul. So right now,
all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. And shot call to be known with them niggas letting shots off. Either that or the right hand to the top dog. Funny how we see vanity, not the lives lost. Can't be focused on a life that's hopeless. Out there pumping, not knowing the Lord will kill you for that hocus pocus. Used to roll with niggas that cook dope with weaponry. Same ones claim they love you. I had your life in jeopardy. And I know my mother wants success for me. But that G should take a girl straight to ecstasy. Remember running with bruh, even though we did the wrong thing. My life would've been a lot different if I fell up under Rob's wing. Was too sincere for a wicked game. Shame the Lord's name. Now we afflicted with pain. All I ever wanted was to be respected by stand-up niggas. Not knowing that them handcuffs custom made to fit. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. I ain't lying, I was close to dying. Knew I wanted to live, but I wasn't trying. I was defiant, not knowing that this ain't how we live. This just how they design it. Cause when you in them streets, you get more endemic. They don't tell you gonna be on papers and on restrictions. My father said a hard head to make a soft ass. I didn't care, I wanted fear when I walked past. In a place where a black man's blood is cheap. I thank the Lord for the day I was on Lake Street. Pissing in a cup, back and forth to court. Found the DC school, I swear it felt like I cried on that fucking porch. The Lord said, my sheep, they ain't hear my voice. Asked me why I'm UPK, I told them I ain't have a choice. They said God ain't 50-50 and what's gonna come to pass. The Lord called me out the world and I started running fast. All I wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger.
Shalom, Israel. We are the Isupk. Start off 1 West 125th Street in Harlem, New York, 1969. under Commanding General Yohana, where we teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians make up the 12 tribes of Israel. We're not affiliated with any other Israelite group. If you're not an ISUBK under Commanding General Yohana, you're not of the truth. I'm Officer Isupk, teaching tonight law class. We're going to talk a little bit about how we lost our culture. We need to get it back, man. You know, anybody in the audience can attest to that. That we lost it. We lost all of our culture. We lost a lot of things. You know, a lot of things. See, we have. Well, before we do that, we lost a lot of things that that included in our culture. And we're going to talk about those things tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about the all the things that we lost. Of course, we Ark of Covenant we still can't find, but it's there. It's part of our our menorah, all the things that we do. We do them in ISUBK, but the ISUBK is keeping the culture. We need to tell our people about our culture, including the Magan Dawadah. We'll get into that. We'll get into the things that we used to do, before we wound up in the predicament and situation we are in captivity right now. We need to understand who we are as a people. We understand how we lost things and how we're going to get them back. Because it's a law class. We're going to keep the law, statutes, and commandments is one thing, but let's show you, what led up to that and how we can get back into them anyway. I see we have young man D'Angelo, Officer Officer Dawadah's a rib, Shara, Banaf. Okay, Salaki for a second. Who we got? Who is it? Who is it? Yeah. You can come on, get you the Bible here. All right, when you get time, here you go. I got some things marked right there. Deuteronomy 7:6 will be the first one, okay? Salaki for a second. Had one of our troopers coming to class. Shah. It's always good to have but we're going to get back to Sam was going to get back to the culture that we've lost, and people don't know 7:6. Yeah, we don't know the culture that we've lost, and we don't know who we are as a people. We need to understand what the Most High expects of us, and who we are as a people. When you lose that culture, you lose the edge of who you are. You lose your understanding of what really happened to you. Who are we? Who are we? We're the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, and right now under Commanding General Yohana, we're the 12 tribes of Israel, and so we're going to get some scriptures here to explain some of the things that we lost, including the Dawadah. That's part of it. I've talked about it in Lashawan for Dash class before, but we're going to get into it also. But let's talk about these law, statutes, commandments, and what happened to us a little bit. Okay? If you have any questions, type in the chat, but I'm trying to, we're going to go through some things here. We're getting to the law class, okay? Give me Deuteronomy 7:6. Deuteronomy 7:6. Yeah, we're going to show you how the Most High, how he views us and what we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be a holy people, man, separated. We're not supposed to be out here slumming around, eating any abominable thing. We're not supposed to be down here smoking all kinds of dope and drugs and things that you're not supposed to be doing. The Most High didn't ask us to do that. He asked us to be a holy people. We're not supposed to be prostituting our women out. Our women not supposed to be having abortions. This is all part of the law class. To understand what we should not be doing. We're gonna collectively put all together and show you what we should be doing. And get back our culture and bring that. All this is part of the culture that we once had in Israel when we flourished, man. When we had a culture, when we didn't have, we had a few things wrong here and there, but Israel has always been one where we kept our culture. That's why we got the Jewish people over right now trying to steal from our culture. But let's read Deuteronomy 7:6. Let's show you what the Lord. Follow along with me if you're in the chat out there, and Shiraj. Follow along with me in the chat out there to show you to read Deuteronomy 7:6. Read for me.
Deuteronomy 7:6. For thou art an holy people.
Well, what?
For thou art an holy
The Most High said that we are a holy people. A holy people. And what does holy mean? Type it in the chat. Somebody show me and tell me in the chat. Just type it in. You know, real simple. Nothing real extravagant. Just show me, tell me in a few words. What does the word holy mean? Read that again for me. From the top. Deuteronomy 7:6.
Deuteronomy 7:6. For thou art an holy people.
That's right.
Unto the Lord thy God.
Unto the Most High. See, we're holy people unto the Most High. We're not. That's the only way you can really be holy unto the Most High. Separated. To type it in chat and show me. Tell me what the holy is. That's the only way you can be. We're holy people unto the Most High, you know. And that's what he expects us to be, every day, you know. Learn to perfect to be holy. You know, we're not supposed to be out here choosing the things that we want to do, because the things we want to do is unholy, unclean. You know, we want to do all kinds of stuff. We want to do. Our people of Israel want to do some everything, but the Most High tells us to do what?
The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people. People unto himself above all people.
That's right. That's right. John Gelo says separate. That's exactly right. We're supposed to be separate. Holy means set apart or separated. No, I'm good. Separated, set apart. Either one of those would count. You know, when the Most High asks us, who see what else we have in class there? Ayana, after which we have a wife of Sister of Ashara. Sister Ayana. We're going to work on putting your other name. I think it's Parabah. But start from the top of Deuteronomy 7:6. Well, we're here in the law class trying to show you our culture. We got to get back to our cultures, and one of those is Magan Dawadah. I'm wearing the Magan Dawadah right here, right now. It's part of our culture. You know, it's not a law. It's just part of our culture. It's one of the things, and we're going to show you what this means. And we're going to show you all the things that we lost in our culture and how we should get back to them. The first thing we got to do is be holy. So it again. Yeah, from the top. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy 7:6. For thou art a holy people.
Thou art a holy people. Go ahead.
Unto the Lord thy God.
Finish reading.
The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people.
He chosen us to be a special people. Now, in order to be special, you know, that you must have been really something. The Most High means set apart. You know, like when you get up and you get your special shoes, you know, you ain't going to the garden, you know, you going out to meet this nice young lady, or you going to this job, you getting them special spats, you know, you're going to shine them up. That's special. Just set them apart. You know, those shoes are holy in that sense. But especially if they're going to the right household, the right job and everything else, you ain't going to no brother that's already married's wife house. then they ain't holy no more. Then they become anything. You know, read that again from the top. The Lord requires us to do what? From top, yes.
For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God had chosen thee to be a special people.
Right.
Unto himself.
Right.
Above all people.
Above all people. Now, above all people, that means any nation, any person, any people in the world, any people in the earth, Salakia, and all the societies out here in the earth, and any of them. You know, any people in any society out here. The Most High says, he said what? A special people what?
A special people unto himself.
Unto himself. That means the Most High is a jealous God, a special people, to keep the laws, his statutes, and his commandments. The first thing he says in this, the first one, turn to Exodus. Let's turn to. Well, no, hold on for that. Hold on for that. Turn to 1 Peter 2:9. Give me that one. Give me 1 Peter 2:9. And the Bible says he's telling us to be holy. He's telling us to be royal. He's telling us to keep his laws. A lot of people don't realize that when the Most High is specifying this, there's a reason why he does this. Because You know, we got to find out what happened to us. We got to find out how we get back to our culture, man. How we got to get back to our culture, which included these laws. You know, that was our culture, to keep the law, statutes, commandments, and our culture. Also, the things that it took to keep and help us holy, like the incense that we got burned. Those are just cultural. You know, those are things. You know, the menorah and some of the lights that we light. The Most High gave those as some of those as laws. You know, some things He did say. Some things He said, and you shall have the showbread, you know, and the cups. And the menorah and certain things in certain order, in certain ways. Some of those things the Most High said, and some of them Moses specified, and things. But you got to understand, we got to get back to our cultures and what happened to us. 1 Peter 2 and 9. Let's find out. 1 Peter 2 and 9. Well, the Most High calls us to be a royal priesthood. Start from the top.
1 Peter 2 and 9.
Uh-huh.
But ye are a chosen generation.
We are a chosen generation. Keep reading.
A royal priesthood.
Uh-huh.
And holy nation.
A holy nation. See, the Most High is back to what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be a chosen generation. A royal priesthood, man. We're not supposed to be stepping out of line. And name some things in the chat that will make you unholy. Just name some things. I mean, just somebody in the chat, just type it in so we can get a feel and understanding. Because, like I said, some things like, the Bible says don't commit adultery. You know, that mean women, you know, you can only have one man. You know, and men, you know, you're not supposed to be going out sleeping with another man's wife. That's adultery. That's a law. So read that from the top again. What the Most High said. A what? A royal what?
Royal priesthood.
Uh-huh.
And holy nation.
Holy nation. Keep reading.
A peculiar people.
Peculiar people, right. I mean, it's peculiar that these people, you know, they wear the Magan Dawadah. It's peculiar that they have the showbread. It's peculiar that they have, they light the candles. It's peculiar that these people have, even in captivity. I mean, you know, it's peculiar that we have the menorah. You know, it's peculiar that we read and study the Bible. You know, it's a lot of people, you know, it's peculiar because these wicked churches out here, they don't read the Bible, do they? They don't read the Bible. Let's see what we got. Ayana F, she said, eating unlawful foods. That's exactly right. Clap it up for Sister Ayana. She said, eating unlawful foods. Some of those unlawful foods out there, a few of them, you know, we say pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. There's many unlawful foods out there that we shouldn't be eating. And a lot of people don't realize it. You know, we don't read the labels, of course. But unlawful foods, you know, those is just as part of being unclean as anything. You know, which just it's unlawful foods. Let's see, what else we got in there? Unlawful foods, that's exactly right. A lot of people, you know, we eat, back when before we got on those slave ships, man, our people wouldn't dare eat pork. Are you kidding me? That's not something that we got accustomed and grown to that from eating that for the slave owners gave us when we came across the ships, man. And read 1 Peter 2 and 9 again. Read that again, and we're gonna get into something else. Go ahead, read it.
1 Peter 2 and 9.
Uh-huh.
But ye are a chosen generation.
Chosen generation, not chosen to eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. Finish reading.
A royal priesthood.
Royal. That means royal priesthood. Go ahead.
And holy nation.
And a holy nation. Finish reading.
A peculiar people.
Uh-huh.
That ye should shew forth the praises of him.
That's right. You show forth the praise of the Most High when you keep the law, statutes, and commandments. You're showing forth praise to the Most High by not eating the big giant rats. I mean, this is a despicable thing that people eat. But you know, it's sad. A lot of people don't realize that that's actually in the Bible. Turn to Leviticus 11 chapter down there and go to about maybe 6 or 7. A lot of people don't realize that. People say, oh, it's okay. Like the wicked pastor say, oh, it's okay to eat that. But when we get into the laws, we're going to get into that, and we're going to get into getting back to our culture. We're going to show you what happened to us, man. We're going to show you out of all the things that we got and we were destroyed. We're going to get into that in turn. This just a sidebar here, but not really. It's a law class. Turn to Leviticus 11th chapter. Go to about somewhere it was about the 6th verse, maybe. I think it's swine. 7th, maybe. Might be a little further. Leviticus 11 and I'll find it. You got it?
Leviticus, you said 11?
11, yeah, Leviticus 11 chapter. A lot of people don't realize that eating pork, a lot of people in these Christian churches out here, some of our people, you may be listening to us, some of our people even, our people in school know better.
Leviticus 11 and 7.
11 and 7. Read that for me, brother. Leviticus, tell them where you are.
Leviticus 11 and 7.
Uh-huh.
And the swine.
And the what?
Swine.
And the swine. Keep reading.
Though he divided the hoof.
Right.
And be cloven-footed.
Cloven-footed, that's right.
Yet he chewed not the cud.
Right. He don't chew the cud. That means a pig does not chew the grass that is, I think it's 4 or 5 stomachs have. I can't remember. He chews it and he chews it and he chews it and he chews it and he regurgitates it and he burps it and then he chews it again. That's called chewing the cud. Keep reading.
He is unclean to you.
He's what?
Unclean.
Nah, you can eat it. You can have him on Christmas Day.
Unclean.
You can have him on Thanksgiving Day.
Unclean.
You can have him after Sunday meal.
Unclean.
You see, that's why people don't even understand that you can't. That a lot of people don't understand that why you can't eat pork. It's right there in the Bible. It's right there. It's already been. All right, give me this. Here you go. Let me show you this real quick here. Let me give you this. I want you to read this for me. Let's lock it for a second. Okay, let's go to this one right here. Hold this right there. And then hold that page there I got back there. Okay, second address. Let's go to second address. Let's get to some things here. Let's get right into it a little bit further here. Just to let you know that eating, like Sister Yana said, eating unlawful foods. I showed you in there, I think it was Leviticus 11 and 7, that you cannot eat a giant pig rat. You can't eat pig, man. That's what it is. And it's right there in the Bible. That was our laws. That still is our laws. It's part of our culture to keep the laws, the statutes, and the commandments. Okay? All right? Second address. Let's find out, what happened to us? Why are we doing this? Why we wound up on slave ships? Because of the curse. Deuteronomy 28:68, the Most High, we read all of Deuteronomy, it tells us, man, if you don't keep the laws, statutes, and commandments, your children are going to be messed up. You're going to be messed up. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to ship you to lands unknown in Americas, Deuteronomy 28:68. But read for me. Tell me where you're at. Second address 10 and 22.
Second address 10 and 22.
Uh-huh.
Our hosiery is laid on the ground.
Our psalter is laid on the ground. That's right. Those are the things that we have that was in part of our worship, okay? Finish reading.
Our song is put to silence.
Our what?
Songs.
Our psalms are our songs, man. That means we put to silence. We don't get and we don't sing with the enthusiasm. And look what that we should have had. That's what happened to us. This is part of our curse. Let's finish reading. We don't have good songs anymore. Finish.
Our song is put to silence.
Uh-huh.
Our rejoicing is at an end.
Our rejoicing is at an end. And all of our psalms of singing and jubilation that we did when we was in Israel. And what else? What is that an end?
The light of our candlestick is put out.
The light of our candlesticks. And look at what we have right now. We have candles right now. We have incense burning. Our incense, our candles, incense anyway, burning. That was part of our culture, man. And it's gone out. Read that again. Is what?
The light of our candlestick is put out.
The light of our candlesticks is put out. This is what happened to us. What happened to us, we roamed 40 years into captivity, man. That's, I'll read that for you in a second. Go turn to that page. What is that? Wisdom of Solomon? No. Let's see. What do you got?
Wisdom of Solomon, sir.
Is that, what do you got there? Read that.
I'm not sure which one.
No. Go back to, I think it's on that paper there. Matter of fact, let me see it. Let's lock it for a second. Let me see. Let me see what I gave you there to read. No, not that one. I didn't mean that one. Yeah, go and just finish reading that one. Finish reading it. We're on Second Address 10 and 22. Finish reading. Now I got it. Oh, Second Address? Okay, I'm sorry. All right, Salaki. There you go. Second Address. Finish reading that. Tell them where you at.
Second
Salaki.
Address 10 and 22.
Uh-huh.
Start from the top.
Now, just go ahead and finish reading.
The light of our candlestick is put out.
Mm-hmm.
The ark of our covenant is spoiled.
That's right.
Our holy things are defiled.
The Ark of the Covenant, man, is still lost. It's spoiled. And what else? What is defiled?
Our holy things is defiled.
Our holy things are defiled. And see, what this is saying is that the things that we use in the temple to worship the Most High, we defiled them, man. We defiled them. You know, we did this. And, of course, we're going to show you. And then we did what? Finish reading.
And the name that is called upon us is almost profane.
That's right. When he said Israel, you know, we're the chosen generation, the royal priesthood. And that name, you know, when it's almost profane, man. As a matter of fact, when we use the name that they call us, you know, Israel, chosen generation, royal priesthood, you know, even the name, even when we use finish reading, I'm sorry. The royal things of the priesthood that we lost, man. We don't even know. That's why the Isupk, that's why we're doing the things just like we did back in those days. Keep reading.
Our children are put to shame.
Our children are what?
Put to shame.
Our children are put to shame, man. They're taken out, and they're in some of these churches out here, man. They got our children out here wearing gay clothing, man. They got our children become homosexual. They participating because the pastor teaches them that because they don't see anything different. They don't see that they can't. This is not something that you're supposed to do. You know, our children are what?
Profane.
Our children are profane. Have become.
Our children are put to shame.
Are put to shame. It's a shame what has happened to our children. You see, it's a shame. That's what has happened to our culture, man. That's what's happened to. We lost our menorah, our Ark of the Covenant. Our name is profane. We're gone into captivity. To keep our, we don't know who we are. Our children are destroyed from drugs. You know, destroyed, put in prisons by these policemen and people who would hunt us down all the time. Our children are put to shame because, and our daughters are having babies by different men instead of having one man. You know, our children are put to shame. Our young boys are becoming gay and homosexuals and lesbians and all kinds of things that our daughters are doing. And that's a shame. That's not something that's part of our culture. That's not something that we should be doing. Finish reading about, I think it was our, as a matter of fact, about our young men, about our strong men. Finish reading.
Our priests are burnt.
Our priests are burnt. Finish that. Look, listen. The Levites, you know, our priests, you know, back in the days, that's what we had. Those are the ones who led our temples, you know. We have become, in the Isupk, we have brought all this stuff back to understand. Of course, we don't worship, we don't cut bulls and lambs' throats and stuff like that and put it on the altar anymore. Right now, we do the law, statutes, and commandments as outlined in the Isupk Uncommanded Journal Yohana. Finish reading.
Our Levites are gone into captivity.
Our Levites are gone into captivity, man. I mean, if they captive, then you know the rest of us are messed up. Well, finish reading.
Our virgins are defiled.
Our virgins. Yeah, sure. Yeah, exactly. Clap it up for sure. Exactly right. He's right. Exactly right. That's exactly right. Our virgins are what?
Defiled.
Our virgins are what?
Defiled.
Our virgins are defiled. Man, there used to be a time that in our culture that our men and women, the men would go for a woman, this virtuous woman who can find her, a virtuous woman. Proverbs 31 woman. We're looking for one to go to the daddy and say, yeah, she's virtuous, pay her dowry. Hey, look what you got. And that's what we do in Isupk, of course. But look what we're doing here in these wicked churches, man. Look what we're doing out on the streets. Look at our people, man. Our women coming out here. It used to be what happened to us is we let the other nations get into our problems. That's the problem. Right. When you let the other nations get into your problems, when you let the other nations into your house and you invite them into your house, into your home, and they come and have supper with you, then the nice flourishing family that you had as a culture, eating, breaking bread with your black brothers and Hispanic brothers and Native Indian brothers of the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. Those are the ones you should be inviting in. What we doing, we inviting the white man. And what the white man do to us? He destroys, because he picks us apart, because he know you're not him. He knows his family won't accept you, man. All he wants is the woman. And all the men want is the box of that woman. That's all they want. They ain't even think about, man, look at the children. Look at the offspring. Look at all the stuff that's going to happen here. Look at what's going on. But what it is we got to get back to our culture of understanding who we are. Right. Okay, finish reading.
And our wives ravished.
And our wives are ravished. And that's what the Bible says that would happen in the book Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. Our wives would be ravished, man. Instead of them being put for you, Salakia, look what happened. Our wives are just ravished. I mean, if a man getteth a wife, he getteth a good thing. They ravish. What's left? Go ahead. You got a question? Okay, go ahead. Finish reading.
Mm-hmm. Our righteous men carried away.
Our righteous men, the people, our men that would be righteous, man, are what?
Carried away.
Are carried away, man. You see, and our leaders, and our Gates language, the people that's supposed to be holy. Al Sharpton's supposed to be holy, man. He's supposed to be. He's if he ain't reading what I'm reading here, he's reading out here. Oh, let's pray in public. Let's pray for him in public. Right. Lost his culture. He don't even understand what these Jews out here is doing to him. And Messy Jesse Jackson gets a little paycheck. They pray in public. They go home, burp and eat the pork that they just put in their mouth, and don't even realize what they've done when what the message that they passed on to our culture. So when they see us wearing the shield, the shield, the Magan Dawada, they wonder, what's that? Why are they wearing that Jewish seal? And I'm gonna let you know that this is not a Jewish shield. We're gonna bring that out because it's part of our culture, the Magan Dawada. When they see us wearing it, they wonder, what is that? Because they ignorant. They don't know, and they're what? Our pastors are what? I mean, our leaders are what? Our strong men are what?
Our righteous men carried away.
Our righteous men carried away. Keep reading.
Our little ones destroyed.
Our little ones are destroyed, man. Our little children. Our little children, man, at a young age, I don't know what, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16, 17, 18, out here looking. I got little boys in the streets twerking. Got girls out there twerking. I saw a video where the mom was beat her child for twerking and giving a number to grown men. I mean, this is a woman. I mean, she should have. Right. She should have beat the hell out of her. Right. And then what? How did she even get that way? No fathers at home. No dads at home. No dad. Read that again about the children. What?
Our little ones destroyed.
Our little ones' minds are destroyed. But they don't get destroyed unless who? The grown-up destroyed. We have Mikey Patterson in class. Glad to have you in class, bro. They don't get that way. They don't get destroyed unless what? How do they get destroyed? How do our little children get destroyed?
Let Esau raise them.
And who? But how is that? If Esau ain't raising them, who's raising them?
The mother.
Our mothers and our dad are not raising our children, are they?
No.
That's the problem. That's the problem. Our own people, we have lost our cultures. Listen, if you don't know your cultures, then how can you teach them to your children?
Right.
If you don't know your cultures, if you don't know, in the ISUPK, we teach them under command of General Yohana. If they don't know that they got to come to the Passover, if they don't know they got to go to all the feast days, Hanukkah, the feast of first fruits. If they don't know all of these cultures, then how in the world can they pass them on? If they don't know that, oh, no, we don't wear mini skirts up in here, sis. You got men up in here looking at you. You don't have your little girl come around here wearing that. You don't have a woman coming up here because she's going to follow the daughter that's wearing something tight and mini skirts. Right. So they don't know. So therefore, the children don't know. So they pass that culture on. We need to get back to keeping our culture and not eating, like Sister Yana says, Parabah said, don't eat the bad foods, and we showed you in the Bible that this is not something that you're supposed to be eating, Finish reading. We'll tell them where you're at. 2nd Esdras 10 and 22. Finish reading.
Our young men are brought into bondage.
Our young men, now, you know what? Listen. How are our young men brought to bondage? Anybody? How are they brought to bondage? The prison system. Clap it up for the brother. The prison system has got our young men in bondage by these laws that are put in front of us. I think it was one of the sisters said that I can't remember a couple weeks ago said these laws ain't for us, sir, and she's exactly right. These laws ain't for us. Checking Helen Leopard checking in from Netta. That's exactly right, sister. Glad to have you. I believe she's kin to Officer Shar. Yes, go ahead. You had your question. Go ahead.
These laws they make now, or just when they first start making laws, built just to keep us under.
They're just to keep. Go repeat it again. Go ahead.
These laws were meant to keep us under.
These laws, exactly right. Were meant. Clap it up for the brother. Exactly right. Go ahead, clap. You can do that. These laws are meant to keep us subservient to the white man, to Edom, Idumea. This is it's not even a joke anymore. Here it is, 15 years old, and they hope to make it to what? Gangs hoping to make it to 20. They down at 20, all because they pumping drugs in the communities. They've been doing this stuff since the 60s that I know of, okay? And you say nothing new. They've been putting heroin. They've been putting marijuana. They've been putting guns, running guns, and putting them in jobs. People say, shoot them up. And then they go down and say, well, I need a job. Well, I ain't got no job for you. So what are they going to do? Here the baby's crying, need pampers. So what do you think he's going to do? Right. Hey, what do you think he's going to do?
He's going to do what he got to do.
He going to do what he got to do. And what's that? He going to go there and he going to get that AK. He's going to get that 9mm, the boss. And he going to boss somebody up in here today because that baby crying. And not to mention, listen. These are the laws, these are the things that they done that brought us away from our culture, brought us away from who we are. You don't know who you are as a people, you can't know where you're going. So you'll follow the Ashkenazi Jew. You'll follow America. You'll follow Elam. You'll follow Moab. You'll follow, name some more nations out there. You'll follow the Greeks. You'll follow Ishmael. You'll follow all these nations because you don't even understand that you're a royal generation, a royal priesthood. You don't even know that. And by not knowing that, you think that I'll just follow whatever they do. Finish read. Go ahead. You have something to say? Yeah, finish read. Go ahead.
And our strong men are become weak.
And our strong men, like I said, your Al Sharpton, your Jesse Jackson, your pastors in the church, what are they doing? Our pastors in the church, they're going out. Heck, you go out back, they'll probably pass you some marijuana. Right. They'll get it a cigarette. I never went to I haven't been to Sun Church in 50 years maybe. But I used to ride by there and play piano for them and stuff. And I used to wonder, Why are they smoking outside? Don't they see people as sin? They have accepted this as part of the black culture to smoke in the black churches.
Right.
That's what they've done. And then they see women with a dress. Just park your car and look. Man, I got to go in there and check out this woman because she ain't got on a long dress. She got on like what, two, maybe a couple feet, maybe a foot and a half worth of material. Somebody made some money up because they sure didn't sell no material. Go ahead. Who's that? Okay, no, that's good. Yeah, that's they basically are going and letting these women do anything, and the men come out looking like the first gay person with makeup on, some of them lipsticks on. It's looking like they don't look like a man. They don't look like, they look like, you see the choir director come out there with what? White shoes on and a gold trim around the top, and a bow on them. and what was that? And a pinstripe suit on with different colors, green, red, all in the same color. I ain't talking about, say, man, don't he understand? Look, what I'm saying is that our people, we look up to our people in these churches look up to those leaders. Read that again about the strong.
And our strong men are become weak.
Our strong men are become weak. It's weak. And then when they get up and talk, you see how weak they are. They have no scriptures, don't have no scriptures base. You ask them about the Apocrypha, you ask them about Deuteronomy, I don't know. They don't know what Leviticus is. When you read this, when you ask them, who we had, Shar, that's right. Somebody made some money off of her because she damn sure ain't gotten a lot of classes. That's right. Exactly right. That's right. Clap it up, sir. Clap it up for us. Somebody made some money off it. Exactly right. Exactly right. And this is what we got because our people don't know their culture. Our culture, man, that's what our culture of Israel, we're set apart. That's what we start off by saying. We're set apart, a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, man. We're not here to just be anybody's fool, but our people, not only in the Christian church, you can see people, you can go downtown Atlanta, you can go downtown any one of these places. And it's almost like our women have given up. They don't understand that. Look, hold your head up. One of the first things I did when I start teaching in Isupk is I try to reach out people and talk to them and hold your head up, because it looks so despondent, so drained, so down, so like, what the hell is going on out here? And then you walk out there and you see them, they open up their package. You see them, they got some pig knuckles, pig feet. You see why they're drained. They come because look what they're eating, man. Oh, I had to go to the doctor today. I mean, you talk to some of these people where their mind is. Come out smoking a cigarette in the left hand, and somebody over there selling crack around the corner when we're trying to teach. This is what is going on in our people. The blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians, man, we need to understand and get back to our culture because we really don't know who we are. Right. Yeah, you had to get something? Okay. Finish reading for me.
Verse 23. And which is the greatest of all?
Well, okay, now this is what we're going to get to some of the meat of the subject here. Some of the part of our culture that we lost. The part of our culture that we lost, man. The greatest of all. What? Read that again. It said what?
And which is the greatest of all?
Right.
The seal of Zion hath now lost her honor.
The seal of Zion has lost his what?
Lost her honor.
Lost the honor. This is the seal of Zion right here. This is the Magan Dawada. When you wear one of these, you hold your head up. You hold it up. I think it was 46 degrees, Commander General Yohana said. 46 degrees, it signifies to let you know that you are one of the 12 tribes of Israel. Hold it up with honor, Like, you know what I mean? It's not a law. We don't worship this. But the Magan Dawada is a shield. A lot of people think it's some sort of 12-pointed, a 6-pointed star, 12-pointed, 6-pointed star. Some sort of, some people said 5-pointed star. They really, really, really are messed up because they don't even understand. Read that again. What's one of the greatest seals? Let's let the Bible talk for itself. It's one of the what now?
And which is the greatest of all, the seal of Zion, had now lost her honor.
It's lost its honor, man. And what happened? She's delivered into whose hand?
For she is delivered into the hands of them that hate us.
Okay, who in the type in the chat? Who is them that hate us? Who is this talking about? Who is this talking about? Who stole our shield? Who stole this part of our culture, man? Somebody type it in the chat. Somebody go ahead and type it in the chat, and you can raise your hand or whatever you want.
Everybody.
Esau, exactly right. Who's one of the people that have taken this seal right here and used it and did what? Read that again. They did what?
For she is delivered into the hands of them that hate us.
That hate us. Who is the ones that hate us? Who is read that back again. Go back to these losses. What? Go back to the seal of Zion. The signet.
Verse 23.
Right.
And which is the greatest of all? The seal of Zion.
The seal of Zion. The Magan Dawada. You know, that's the signet of David's signature. You know, that's what it is. It's the Da Wada. And you know, it's a triangle. It's the fourth letter in the Hebrew alphabet. Hebrew not alphabet. Hebrew holy tongue. Lashawang Wadash. And it's we use the I believe it's the eighth, the Wa, which is Da and a Da Wada. And so David was our king, man. And every king had his own signet. His own signature, you know, all of them had their own signature, and David was no different, you know. Read that again. I'm sorry, go back and read that again from the top. Let's talk about that for a second. Let's stay on that part of our culture for a second.
Verse 23.
Yeah, go back and read where we at, talking about the Dawada. Okay. That's part of our culture too. We got to bring that one out too, you know. It's worth talking about. It's worth understanding. You know, it lets you know it's part. When we wear it, it's a shield, man. That's what it is, and we're gonna let you know this thing is not a star, because you know a star is only two. This thing got 6 sides to it. That's because there's 2 D's inset on each other. You know, and then I've seen some people on the street call it a Star of David. You know, it's not how it's going to be a Star of David. A star is one of 2 things. A star is either a ball of gas in the sky, or it's a famous person. And we're going to talk about the ball of gas first. Let's go to that. Let's go to that one. You see, Christianity considered the mother of prayers. Okay, go to, you got the Wisdom of Solomon, 13:1. It's marked, right? I thought I had it all. Wisdom of Solomon, 13:1. Let's go there. Let's find out what a star is, because people calling this the Star of David, man. This ain't the star. We're going to tell you where that came from. And we're going to tell you who, did y'all type in the chat who hate us? But it's the Ashkenazi Jews. You know, they take this and profane it, put it on their flag. You know, it's part of our culture. You know, it's not theirs. Go ahead. 13:1. Read for me.
Wisdom of Solomon, 13:1. Surely vain are all men by nature.
By nature, our people are vain. We're ignorant of God, man. We're vain by nature, right? Okay. By nature, man, we're vain. Finish reading.
Who are ignorant of God.
That's right. We're vain and ignorant of God. Our people by nature. Read that again.
Surely vain.
Start from the top.
Surely vain are all men by nature.
Surely by all nature, people are vain and ignorant of God. We got people out here, man. They'll worship the sun, the moon, and the stars. The sun, the moon, and the stars. But by nature, they're vain. What do you think Sunday worship is? That's the worship of the sun. Am I right? The worship of the sun. Read that from the top again. Show you how ignorant some people are. Read that.
Surely vain are all men by nature.
By all men.
Who are ignorant of God.
They're ignorant of God. That means they'll worship anything. They don't know who God is, man. That's why you got these people in here in these wicked churches out here worshiping God, worshiping the sun. You know, the God of the sun, ISIS or whatever they call him over there. They got him from the African religions. You know, talking about Sunday worship. How you gonna worship the sun? Because they're what? They're what? They're vain and what?
Vain are all men by nature.
By nature. How you gonna worship the sun? How you gonna worship the moon? Because they're what?
Vain are all men by nature.
How you gonna worship the stars, the moon, the sun? How you gonna worship the stars? Because they're what?
Vain are all men by nature.
By nature, people are vain. That means vanity and vexation of the spirit. That's what Solomon said. All men want to worship something. And man, listen, they will worship anything moving out there to keep from worshiping the Most High. They vain. How you gonna sit up there? They're worshiping armadillo if they can take the shell off and put it on their head. Dagon, fish god. Look what the Catholic Church doing, putting a big crown on their head. Dagon, fish god. By nature, people are vain, man. Our people do the same thing. We wound up. We'll worship marijuana. You know, we'll worship anything smoking because they're what? Vain is what?
Vain are all men by nature.
That's right. And by nature, our people are vain. All men are vain because they worship anything. Keep reading.
Who are ignorant of God
Mm-hmm.
and could not out of good things that are seen know him that is. Neither by considering the works did they acknowledge the workmaster. Yeah,
they can read that again. Read that part again. No, just the next thing after vain, the ignorant of God.
And could not out of the good things.
Right, out of the good things, good reading.
That are seen, know him that is.
That's right. Know him that is. Exactly. And like Officer Shar said, the holidays that people worship, man, they worship in these Halloweens, just ignorant, just vain, just they worship in Christmas, Thanksgiving, and sitting up here worshiping stuff that is not part of our culture, man. It's not that worship. How you gonna worship on Sunday worship? Imagine this. You worship Sunday worship, you worshiping the sun, and Thanksgiving, while our Indians got slaughtered and killed, and they Thanksgiving, and then doing it and say, "Thank you, son, for giving us this." That's what. How does that sound? I mean, I don't even know if I can put it together right. But it's Sunday worshiping the sun, and then worship Thanksgiving because of celebrating the day that the Indians got slaughtered. What? And Christmas time, worshiping a Christmas tree. I mean, all this stuff, it goes back to the worship of some God. So why in the world? Exactly right. Hey, that's right, Sharp. Exactly right. And that's what our people are doing. We're in vain. We're worshiping anything. Read that again.
And could not out of the good things that are seen know him that is.
And out of the good things that are seen, who you really supposed to be, and do what? Read that again. Out of what?
And could not out of the good things that are seen,
right,
know him that is.
They don't even know God out of the good things that are seen, man. Look at it. You got the air to breathe. You got the good foods that He give you. You have the law, statutes, commandments that we have, and our people don't even want to worship that. Finish reading.
Neither by considering the works
Right.
did they acknowledge the workmaster.
Right. That considering the works. Do that. Say that again. Read that again.
Neither by considering the works
Right.
did they acknowledge the workmaster.
By considering the work, they don't acknowledge the workman. Right. By considering the work, they don't understand and consider that the Most High stepped out and framed these worlds. You know, they don't consider that He made them. That's because our people are what? A vain. They're ignorant. Our people, and by people, Slaki, by people, their nature is what? Vain and ignorant. That's the nature of a person. You know. But here in ISUBK, we clean that up, and we know we worship the Most High. We keep the law, statutes, and commandments up in here. You know. We understand these scriptures. That's why we read them in Wisdom Psalm 13:1. We understand that by nature what we used to be. So that's what we're trying to do, is get ourselves back to the laws, statutes, and commandments. Finish reading.
Verse 2. But deem either fire or wind or
Right.
swift air,
By fire they worship the winds. Finish reading.
or the wind or the swift air,
The swift air. Finish reading.
or the circle of the stars.
The circle of the what?
Stars.
The circle of the what?
Stars.
The star is a circle. Finish reading.
Or the violent water.
It's violent waters, the mayam, water of heavens. A circle of water, a star is balls of gas, a circle of gas exploding. The sun is a circle. So how does this look like a circle? How is it going to be a star?
Right.
If it's not, read that again. This is Magan Dawada. How is it going to be a star? Read that again. I mean, if this is Magan Dawada, yeah, it's got 6 sides. But how it's going to be a star? That the star, worshiping a star is not part of our culture. That's not something that we should be doing, you know. In fact, we never said anything about worshiping the Magan Dawada. It's just part of our culture. You know, that's who we are. And we're going to get into it. We're going to show you how it's the signet of David. Finish reading.
Verse 2.
But
deem either fire
right.
or water.
Right.
Or the swift air.
Right. By fire, water, swift air. And then and go back to the part that's praise the winds, and read that.
Back to the top, sir. But deem either fire
right.
or water or the swift air.
The swift air. Finish reading.
Or the circles of the stars.
The circle of the stars. See, a star is circular. Just like the sun is circular. You can see it. It's evident. That's a star. So how are these Jews who stole our Magan Dawada calling that the Star of David? Right. That just shows you how damn ignorant they are. Am I right?
Right.
Huh? Let's clap it up. Clap it up. Clap it up. It's exactly right, Shar. You don't worship a star. You don't take you don't call this, because we don't worship the Magan Dawada, like I said. You don't take and call this part of our culture a star. How's that a star? That shows you how ignorant they are. You know? Now let's finish reading.
Or the violent water.
Oh, the violent waters, okay? All right.
Or the lights of heaven.
That's right.
To be the gods which govern the world.
That's right. Exactly. So drop that. Give me Numbers 24 and 18. Let's show you the other definition of star. Because these people out here, their words are smoother than butter, man. If you pay attention to some of these white people out here and some of these people, hey, you know, our people just follow anybody. Hey, we don't care. Oh, somebody, they said this was a Star of David, you know, you're on the street. Ignorant. Because our people are vain. All people by nature are vain and ignorant. They'll follow anything. Numbers 24 and 18. All people by nature are vain, man. We will worship anything. We don't care. We don't. I mean, it's like the wisdom of people will astound you sometime when you sit here and you wonder, how in the world did you come up with that? When you look at some of these curly Q Ashkenazi Jews with their little curls on there, I don't know what they call them, and their little bottle cap on their head, look like a yarmulke brim, you know, sitting up here talking about in the front of a wall, doing all that crazy bull crap. You know, how are they sitting up here talking about this as a star? You know, this is our part of our culture. We don't get into this. Let's get into a little bit more deeper here. Let's get into more deep. Go ahead. Give me Numbers 24 and 18. Let's find out the other part of what a star is. Go ahead.
Numbers 24 and 18.
Go ahead.
And Edom shall be possession. Seir also shall be a possession
Right.
for his enemies.
Right.
And Israel shall do valiantly.
Wait a minute. What now?
Valiantly.
Spell that.
Valiantly.
BAL. Let me find that. Hold a minute. Let me follow you. Slock you for a second. Hold a minute. Wait a minute. Finish. Start from the top again. You at Numbers 24 and 18?
Okay.
All right. Start from the top.
And Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession.
That's right.
For his enemies.
Oh, valiantly.
And Israel shall do valiantly.
That's right. Okay. And Edom shall be possession, man. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies. That means that's listen. The Most High is going to give us Edom. He's going to give us his possession. He's going to become. He's going to be our possession, man. Keep reading. That's the white man. Keep reading. There's these Ashkenazi Jews who's sitting up here calling this a star. Keep reading.
Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion and shall destroy him. That remnant of the city. And when he looked on the Amalek.
Oh, hold a minute. Hold. Stop for a second. Hold. This ain't what I want. Let me see here. Wait a minute. Let me get back here. Wait a minute. Hold a minute. Let's lock it for a second, okay? Hold a minute. Wait a minute. Hold a minute, okay? Let's lock it for a second. Let me find I lost my scripture there for a second there. We're going to find it. Okay, go back. Numbers 24, give me 17. Go above that.
Numbers 24 and 17.
There you go. Numbers 24 and 17. Let's lock it.
I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him,
Right.
but not night.
Right.
There shall come a star.
A what? A what? Go back and read that again. Take your time. Go back to the top. Read that again for me. Break it down for me. Read it again.
I shall see him, but not now.
But not now, right?
I shall behold him, but not now.
Right.
There shall come a star out of Jacob.
A star out of Jacob. Now, what this is describing now, the other definition of star. A star is a famous person. Finish reading. A star out of Jacob. And what?
And a
scepter.
And a scepter shall rise out of Israel. And shall smite the corners of Moab.
Destroy all the children.
And destroy all the children of sheep.
That's right. The Most High is a superstar. Read that from the top again. Numbers 24 and 17.
I shall see him, but not now.
Right.
I shall behold him,
right,
but not nigh.
Right.
There shall be a star.
A star. A star. There should be a what?
Star.
Okay, is that like a ball of gas to you? A star of what?
Jacob.
A star of Jacob because Christ is a star. He's famous. A star just represents a famous person.
Right.
Okay. All right. I mean, so when you talk about star, that's what a star is. Like you got to name some stars. Name some famous people. Name a famous person. R. Kelly. Who else? Michael Jordan. All right. LeBron James. I mean, and so on and so forth. Give me some more. These are stars, man. Go ahead. Floyd Mayweather, the boxer. You know, these are superstars, man. These are people that only that Israel. You know, we develop a lot of stars, man. We got a lot of stars on here. But this is right here, of course, is talking about Yahushua. The star. It's a superstar, man. These are people he's going to develop out of Jacob, and the scepter shall rise out of Israel. You know, in other words, he's going to have a scepter. That means he's going to be a king. Okay? You know, as a matter of fact, the star is somebody, you know, it's somebody famous, man. It's somebody that, I think what you got, Shar, it's better, it's a brother out here, Christian, Muslim, and homo. Yeah, that's exactly right. We got all kinds of people out there, Shar. Exactly right. Let's clap it up for them. Exactly right. So when you say star, you know, you're talking about Slocky. You're talking about a famous person. Go Revelation 22:16. Give me that one. You talk about somebody. But first of all, the first definition of the star we read, you know, it's talking about a ball of gas. You know, the waters bubbling up in a star like the sun. It's a star. It's bubbling up. Alpha Centauri is a star, but it ain't got no 5 stars. I mean, I think people may think because it glistens and all of that, you know, and they have little points coming out of them. The Bible says it's a circle, man. It's a circle. It ain't no 5 points or 6 points. You know, it ain't no Star of David. So these people are vain and foolish. That's the nature of people anyway, because they want to do anything in any kind of way. You got that for me? Revelation 22:16. Read that for me.
Revelation 22:16.
Mm-hmm.
I Yahushua have sent my angel to testify unto you.
Right. Talking about Yahushua. That's Yahushua, the Son of God. Go ahead.
Unto you these things in the churches.
Right. These things in the what?
Churches.
Finish reading.
I am the root and the offspring of David.
The root and the offspring of David. That means David, his name, Dawadah, you know, that's what this recognizes. That's part of our culture. He's the what?
Offspring of David.
The offspring of David. Finish reading.
And the bright and morning star.
The bright and what?
Morning star.
The bright and what?
Morning star.
The bright and morning star. That's what Christ is. Christ is a superstar, man. I mean, you know, the bright and morning star. That's what Christ is. Let you know again, the definition of a star is a famous individual, a famous person. He's what? The bright and morning star. The root and offspring from David, man. The bright and morning star. So people out there being vain and ignorant really don't understand who the Most High is. I'm sorry. They don't understand who a star is. They don't understand that the Lord is a famous, Christ is a famous person. So you don't just come up here and talking about, oh, a star, you know, it's a 5-pointed figure. People what? Because they worship the sun, the moon, and stars. You know, one of them got real drunk one day and say a star got 5 points, a star got 6 points. And then the people who stole our things, we're going to get back into that in a second here, who stole our things, stole the greatest of all these seals they stole, the Magan Dawadah. You know, that's part of our culture too, man. I just thought I'd have to bring all this out. Read that again, Revelation 22:16.
I, Yahushua, have sent my angel
to
testify unto you.
Right.
These things in the churches.
Right.
I am the root and the offspring of David.
Right.
And the bright and morning star.
The bright and morning star. That's what he's saying. He's a famous person. Those are the 2 definitions. Those are the only 2 definitions you have to go by. You don't go by any other definition and try to make up stuff about what a star is. This is not the Star of David. Okay? So let's find out. And also, David, let's find out a little bit more about this. Let's read broken down the Psalter, say we lost it. Okay, brother. Give me a second address. Now give me First Kings 21:8. Okay? 1 Kings 21:8. You know, we're gonna talk a little bit about the Magan Dawadah, how it is part of our culture and how it is we got to get back this part of understanding who we are as a people And part of understanding that who we are as a people and stop being ignorant of things, we got to understand who we are first. And how you going to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments and don't understand? We, by nature, our people don't even want to even understand anything. Most people don't understand it. But we're going to show you what the Magan Dawada is. And of course, like I said, we don't worship it, but we have to understand it's part of our culture too. Go ahead, read it for me.
1 Kings 21:8.
Uh-huh.
So she wrote a letter in
Ahab's name.
In Ahab's name, and the seal them with his.
With his seal. See, every king has his own signature or his seal or his signet. And David is no different. He had his seal. You know, that's his name right there. That's what that is. I don't know if you can see it right there, but that's what it is. David, I wrote it on the board back in Lashawan Kodash class, but it's basically two D's and set on themselves. That's the Dawada. I mean, you know, that's just part of our culture. We wear it because it's our shield. Okay, letting you know that give me Esther 8:8. That letting you know that a seal is in a king. He uses a ring normally, or seal that he has, or signet that he has to show who he is, to show his seal, because that's one of the things that we lost. The Bible says the greatest of all, one of the greatest things, the greatest of all, is the seal of Zion. You know, it's a representation of King David's ring. It's his seal. And that lets us know that we're part of Zion. Okay, go ahead. Esther 8:8. Lets us know who we are, man. It lets us know, but it lets you know we already know that the star, this is not a star, because that would be a lie. And the Most High said, you know, you shouldn't be lying anyway. Should our people letting you know, and when we lost this seal, I'm sorry, when we got in captivity, other cultures, in the Balfour Declaration 1948, the Jews took this and made it part of their culture. What they do. They're Yiddish. They're Jewish, wanting to be Jews. You got it now? Okay. You got it? Okay. Give me Esther 8:8. We're going to show you a little bit more of what a seal is, because that's what this is. This is a seal. Okay? This is the seal, is part of the name. Go ahead. We're going to show you how other kings had seals too, and how they understood it. Go ahead. Read for me.
Esther 8:8.
Uh-huh.
Which ye also for the Jews,
Uh-huh.
as it liketh you.
Right.
In the king's name, and seal it with kings.
Mm-hmm.
Ring for the writings.
Seal it. Go and seal it with what?
Seal it with kings.
Seal it with the king's ring, right?
Come.
Seal it with the king's ring, right? Finish reading.
For the writing which is written in the king's name.
Right, it's written in his name, and that's what this is. See, of course, that was King Darius over there, but it was common for a king to take and put his seal in his name, or it was common. Read that again. Written in the what? King's what?
And written in the king's name.
Mm-hmm. And what?
For the writing which and sealed with the king's ring.
Right. It seals with the king's ring, man. And read what it say after that?
May no man revert.
That's how powerful it is. That's how powerful. See, our culture. This is our shield. That's how powerful it is for us. It represents who we are. The 12 tribes of Israel. When you see us wearing this, you know that this man understands who he is. This is part of the 12 tribes of Israel. You know that all kings had a scepter, they had a crown, and they had a seal. You know, that's what this is saying. So when you see it, you don't anybody tell you that is some sort of. I mean, listen, we have to understand our culture. We got to get back to it, man. We got to understand it here in the law class. We got to understand that the Magan Dawada, you know, was lost. Also, we lost our honor, man. It was delivered into the hands of people that hate us. You got to understand when. So I thought I'd break it down so you can understand what it is. So it's written. In other words, a king had his ring. He had a seal. In this case, King Darius wrote a law and said, "Look, no man can reverse this," because it was, I think it was Haman that wanted to, in Esther's days, wanted to kill all the Jews. And the king, had the king's. That's how powerful he is. He got the king's ring, got his seal, and he sealed it. Well, David had a ring. David had a seal, and that was his name. Da. And that's the shield. That's what it is. It's the shield of David, okay? That's what it is. Go to, let's find out what a signet is. Let's find out what it is. Give me Daniel 6 and 15. We're going to continue reading about it, Daniel 6 and 15. We're going to continue, that's right, shield of David. Exactly right. Seal of Zion, that's right. Seal of Zion, Magan Dawada. There's a seal of Zion, the shield of David. Exactly. That's exactly right, Sharp. And that's what our people need to understand. We need to get back to understand that the kings had a signet. And signet just simply means signature. That's all it is. And see, we lost that. That's the greatest of all seals, the seal of Zion. We lost that signet. We lost who it is. And when you lose that, you lose respect for yourself. You don't know who you are. So that's why you go out. Let's go out. When you lose it, when you don't understand who you are, this is our seal, man. This kind of, what lets you know who you are is the fact that you keep the law, statutes, and commandments, okay? When you see the seal, it lets you know that you understand who you are. You understand that I'm a royal priesthood, man. You know, I understand who I am. And so I understand who King David was. That's what this is. Understand it's the seal of Zion. Go ahead, read Daniel 6 and 15.
Daniel 6 and 15.
Uh-huh.
Then these men assembled unto the king and said unto the king, Know, O king, that the laws of the Medes and Persians is that no decree nor statute with kings established may be changed.
Right, may be changed. In other words, all the kings, they assembled together, man. They know that when they had a law, a statute, and by the king, that established may be changed. So the king, let's see, these assembled together. Okay, yeah, they let you know that King Darius, you know, he had himself. Give me, is that the one? Finish reading. 16. Finish reading.
Huh? And the king commanded, and they brought Daniel.
That's right.
And cast him into the dens of lions.
That's right. See, Daniel, back then in those days, Daniel had the king, what was it? I think it was King Darius. King Darius. Yeah, he was going to cast Daniel, one of our priests and prophets, into the lion's den. And then we're going to show you how the king used his seal. We're showing you that that this is a seal. It's the shield of David. David had one. Okay? So that's what this is real. Now finish reading. 16. They had what? And cast into the lion's den, did what?
Now the king spake and said unto Daniel, Thy God whom thou servest continually, he will deliver thee.
That's right. He's going to deliver us. He's going to deliver Daniel. Okay? Finish reading. 16, 17.
And a stone was brought and laid upon the mouth of the den.
The mouth of the den. See, that was this den that the king say, I'm going to put a stone over this. And anybody touch it. And let me show you what he did. Finish reading.
And the king sealed it.
He did what?
Sealed it.
He sealed it with what?
With his own signet.
With his own signet. Now, he had his own signet. Darius had his own name. Just like David has his own name, okay? And that's what we're under. We understand that the shield of Zion is the shield, Magan Dawada, the shield of David. That's what it is. That's what it is. We're showing you that, and it's simply nothing but read that again, and the king did what? He sealed what?
And the king sealed it with his own signet.
With his own signet. A signet, let me read the definition of a signet. A signet, a seal used officially to give personal authority to a document in lieu of a signature. Instead of a signature, it's a personal authority. It's a seal. That's what this is. That's a seal. Okay, a seal used officially to give personal authority This is from the Webster Dictionary. Authority to a document in lieu of a signature. The impression made by or as if by a signet. Okay, that's what it is. Sometimes it says sometimes small intelligible seal as a ring finger or a finger ring. Okay, sometimes they put it on their finger. Okay, you know, that's what it is. David was our king, man. Give me 2 Samuel 7:26. See, David had a seal also. Just like see that's what these Ashkenazi Jews out here, they know our records. They stole our books. They know that in order for us to keep our law, statutes, and commandments, in order for us not to keep our law, statutes, and commandments, for the real children of Israel, us, the 12 tribes of Israel, not to keep law, statutes, and commandments, we must keep them ignorant. They stole our laws. They stole our seal. That's what they are. They're vultures. They steal. You know, they steal. You know, but read, you got that 2 Samuel 7:26? Okay. Read for me.
2 Samuel 7:26.
And we're gonna show you that David was our king, man. He was king over all Jerusalem and all over Zion. That's what this seal represents. David's the shield of David, the shield, the Magan Dawada. It's not something that we worship. It's just to let you know that it's a seal and signet of David. It's a shield. Okay, go ahead.
2 Samuel 7:26. And let thy name be magnified forever.
Right.
Saying the Lord of hosts is the God of over Israel.
Right.
And let the house of thy servant.
The house of thy who?
Servant.
The house of thy who?
Servant.
The house of thy servant who?
Servant David be established before thee.
Okay, that's right. The house of the Lord of hosts is the God of all Israel, and let the house of the servant David be established forever. That's how powerful, that's how strong David was, man. You know, and that's how strong he really was. What your 2 Samuel? Stay right there in 2 Samuel and read for me 2 Samuel 5:7. Stay right there and give me 5 and 7. 2 Samuel, you right there in 2 Samuel, give me 5 and 7. Read that for me when you get time, Baba Kushab.
2 Samuel 5 and 7.
Right.
Nevertheless, David took the stronghold of Zion.
He took the stronghold of Zion and did what?
The same is
the city of David. The same as the city of David. So David, the city of David, you know, that was Jerusalem. You know, so David was a powerful king, man. He was a powerful king. You know, that's why we named this the shield of Magan Dawada, because the Most High said that. That's just the greatest of all seals, the seal of Zion. Okay, it's a signet. Okay, it's a signature. All right, read that again.
Same one.
Yeah, 2 Samuel 5 and 7.
2 Samuel 5 and 7. Nevertheless, David took the stronghold of Zion.
Mm-hmm.
The same is the city of David.
That's right. Give me our 1 King 8 and 1. The stronghold of Zion, the same as the city of David, man. Okay, that's how the Most High understood who David was. David was a man after his own heart, beloved. Okay. 1 Kings, what I say? 1 Kings 8 and 1. You got? 1 Kings
8 and 1.
Yes.
Then Solomon assembled the elders of Israel and all the heads of the tribes.
Yeah.
The chief of the fathers of the children of Israel unto King Solomon in Jerusalem.
Right.
That they might bring up the Ark of the Covenant.
Now the Ark of the Covenant was a big thing. Now that is something. The Ark of the Covenant, that is like it had its job. And the Ark of the Covenant was what the Levites used. You know, they used that in the worship. Okay. All right. And finish reading.
The Ark of the Covenant.
And what they bring it out of?
The Ark of the Covenant.
Of
the Lord out of the city.
Out of the what?
City.
Finish reading.
City of David.
Out of the city of David. What else?
Which is Zion.
The city of David, which is Zion. So the city of David is Zion. That's why in Esdras 10 and 23, it's the greatest of all seals. Read that again. Read that last part again. That they may bring up the what? They bring up the ark.
That they might bring up the ark of the covenant.
The ark of the covenant. And the ark of the covenant is something that's been lost. You know, Philistines took it. They're trying to give it back. You know, we're trying to show you how we need to get back to our culture and understand who we are. These are the history that we've gone through. This is what's happening to us, man. Because we wandered in the desert for 40 years. We're going to get into that a second here in the last half of our class and show you what we did. You know, this is our seal. This is who we are. We're supposed to be keeping all the law, statutes, and commandments. We're supposed to even understand that that we had the Ark of the Covenant, and it was in the city of David, which is Zion. You know, these are things that we're supposed to know. Okay. Read that again. The Ark of the Covenant, what?
That they might bring up the Ark of the Covenant,
right,
of the Lord out of the city of David,
right,
which is Zion.
Right. Exactly. And see, that's what. Wow. Okay, give me Amos 5 and 26. Now let me show you what our people actually did, how we got away. You know. How we start worshiping all these other gods. Now that we understand our culture, we understand that the Magan Dawada was part of our culture. How David has the signet on his ring. That's who we were, you know, and that's who we still are. And we have people wanting to steal the Ashkenazi Jews, taking and put that seal, putting our seal on their flag. Okay. You know, but let's show you what happened to us, man. How do we wind up getting? But in Deuteronomy 28:68, you know, told us we're gonna have curses on us, man, and all this. But how do we wind up? Yes, go ahead. Oh, how do we wind Amos 5 and 26? How do we wind up worshiping all these other gods and instead of following the law, statutes, and commandments? Read for me.
Amos 5 and 26.
Right.
But ye have borne the tabernacle of your Malak and
the Chayun,
your images.
Right.
The star of your God.
The star of what?
Your God.
The what?
Your God.
There we go again with that definition. The star of what?
Your God.
The superstar of their God. The Ashkenazi, the superstar of all the heathens out there is what? The star of what?
Your God.
The star of your God. Read. Finish reading.
Which ye made to yourselves.
Which you made to yourselves. They worship Moloch. Man, do you know what Moloch did? Do anybody out there in the audience, in our chat audience, understand who Moloch was? Type it up in the chat. Type it up in there. We'll give you a few seconds. Who was Moloch? Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and read it. We'll give you another question. But if you have it, go ahead and type it in there. Okay. I'll go ahead and get it for you. Molech, spell Molech, a Canaanite deity associated in biblical sources. And what did he do? He practiced child sacrifice. Molech. That's what our people was doing for 40 years in the wilderness. That's why none of the people out of that wilderness made it out of there. Instead of just supposed to be taking and using the altar, they carried it around on staves. Man, they started worshiping the god of Molech. M-O-L-E-C-H. The god of Molech, man. That's what they started worshiping. And then they start, the Most High, you know, he looked at them. He couldn't believe it. I'm pretty sure. Because it's hard for me to understand how in the world you're going to take and start worshiping a God where you can take your child, your newborn child, and do what? And sacrifice and give it to a God called Molech with the different arms, look like a little horns on his face, you know, Molech. That's what they did. You know, wow. Give me Star of Honor, yeah, we don't read that. Okay. We got that one. But they start worshiping Molech, man. That is like give me Acts. Did you give me yeah, where you at? Acts 7 and 43?
No, I'm at Amos.
Amos
5:26.
5 and 26. Finish, read that again. Read Amos 5 and 26 again for me.
Amos 5:26.
Uh-huh.
But ye have borne the tabernacle of your Malach.
Yeah.
And Chayun, your
Right.
image.
Right.
The star of your God.
The star of whose God?
Your God.
The star of their God. That's the star that they're talking about. That little Chayun, that little 5-pointed whatever they got out there. That's the star of their God. So why in the world are we trying to worship that? Because we lost our culture. We don't even know who we were. And even back in the wilderness, we were losing our culture, man. Those people, none of them made it out there but Joshua and Caleb. When they went over to what we call the promised land, to Israel. Then we got pushed all the way across back over here to America. But before all that happened, we worshiped in the wilderness for 40 years and started worshiping and feeding our babies to Molech. Sacrificing them on an altar, man. Read that again. Amos 5 and 26.
Amos 5:26.
Right.
But ye have borne the tabernacle of Malach.
The tabernacle. Tabernacle means a place of sojourn, a place to be. The tabernacle of Molech, the Chayun, your images, okay? Okay? The star of what?
The star of your God.
Right.
Which ye made to yourself.
Right. You made that to yourself, man. You know? And matter of fact, some people call that the appellation of the star god Saturn. They start worshiping gods of Saturn. Moloch is contributed to that, the Chayun gods, man. But that was the god that they used in the wilderness. Give me Acts 7 and 43. In the wilderness to start worshiping the star of their God. You know, and that's wow. You know, and that's of course we understand it. That's why they sit up here worshiping the star of their God. You know, out in the wilderness, we worship it, and now we've got our Magan Dawada. We didn't understand who we were, so they just started calling us the Star of David. You know, and all because we did start worshiping the star of Moloch, that star, that super star to them, the star of their God. Okay, and now that we lose our understanding of what stars are, of what Magan Dawadas are, and all these, we don't even know who we are. So Ashkenazi Jews, they took all this, and now they got it all discombobulated. And see, our everything, the greatest of all our seals was dropped. We didn't understand who we were. You know, we understand that we got that delivered into the hands of people that hate us. You know, but let's get back into what this Moloch is, how people worship this thing, and how we got to understand what happened to us out in the wilderness. Go ahead, finish reading.
You said Acts 7 and 39.
Acts 7 and 43.
Acts 7 and 43. Yeah, ye took up the tabernacle of Moloch.
Right.
And the star of your God.
Right. Remphan.
Figures which ye made to worship them.
Right.
And I will carry you away beyond Babylon.
Right. They worshiped them secretly in the wilderness. Right? Read that from top again. Acts 7 and 43.
Yeah.
Go back to read me Acts 7 and 42. Slakia.
Acts 7 and 42. Then God turned and gave them up to worship the hosts of heaven.
Right.
It is written in the book of the prophets.
Right.
O ye house of Israel.
Right.
Have ye offered to slain beasts and sacrifice by the space of 40 years in the wilderness.
They did what?
Sacrificed by the space of 40 years in
by
the wilderness.
40 years in the wilderness, our people walked around in circle worshiping a Molech god. Read that again. Acts 7 and 42.
Then God turned and
Right.
gave them up to
Right.
worship
Right.
the host of heaven.
Right. The host of heaven. They start worshiping what? Stars. Right? The host of these are host of heavens. Go ahead. They worshiping what?
They worship the host of heaven.
Right.
As it is written in the book of the prophets.
Right. And what are the host of heavens are? The stars, the sun, the moon. They start worshiping all these, man. And that's where we got off track. Start worshiping a ball of gas, man, up there. The host of heaven. Start worshiping all these things out here. Read that from the top again. Acts 7:42.
Okay. Then God turned and gave them up to worship the host of heaven.
Yeah, he turned. That means he turned his face from them and started and did this is how we got in trouble as a people, man. We got away from our culture. We got away from not understanding who we are. Finish reading.
As it is written in the book of the prophets.
Right. It's written in the book of the prophets. Written in the Bible. Go ahead.
O ye house of Israel.
Right.
Have ye offered to me slain beasts and sacrifices.
Slain beasts and sacrifices, man. Go ahead.
By the space of 40 years.
By the space of 40 years in the wilderness. Keep reading.
Yeah, ye took up the tabernacles of Moloch.
Well, yeah, verse 43.
Come.
Uh-huh. They were 40 years in the wilderness worshiping slain beasts, and they would dedicate him to who? Verse 43.
Yeah, ye took up the tabernacles of Moloch.
Of Molech. That God that our people took and gave our children and put them into the... How are you going to do it? It's almost like putting them in the oven and saying, here, burn them up. This is what our people were doing. So you know we had lost our culture right there in the wilderness. We had lost who we were, man. We lost who we were. You know, and if they were wearing the shield of David, then they must have been ashamed. They probably melted it down or something. Ain't no telling, because people couldn't even recognize, say, wandering around in the wilderness, not knowing who they are. Okay, finish reading that again. Start from the top, Acts 7:43.
Yeah, ye took up the tabernacle of Moloch.
Right.
And the star of your God.
The superstar of their God, Remphan, that's their star. That's their famous person. Finish reading.
Figures which ye made to worship them.
Right. Figures. Now this is not even a this is not even a real being. It's a what? Start from read that again. Yeah, you took up the tabernacles of who?
Yea, ye took up the tabernacles of Moloch.
Right.
And the star of your God.
The star of your God. In other words, the Michael Jordan of your God. Okay? Or now let me give you some. The Christian pastor of your God. The black Christian leaders of your God. Or the star of your God. But this case, they call it the star of your God. Who they call it? Remphan, okay? That's another god. Remphan, all right? Remphan, he's the name of Saturn. Remphan's the Egyptian idol, Remphan, one of his Hamite gods, okay? Finish reading.
Figures which he made to worship them, and I will carry you away beyond Babylon.
Right, carry you away beyond Babylon, man. And look, and aren't we carried away beyond Babylon now? Finish reading.
Our father had the tabernacles of witness in the wilderness.
Right.
As he had appointed, speaking unto Moses, that he should make it according to the fashion that he had seen.
Read that again.
Our father had the tabernacles of witness in the wilderness.
Right.
As he had appointed, speaking unto Moses, that he should make it according to the fashion that he had seen. Right.
See, this is why our people got out of their culture. The Most High brought us, finish reading, I'm sorry.
Which also our fathers that come after brought in with Yahushua into the possession of the Gentiles.
Right.
Whom God drave out before the face of our fathers.
Right, that's good enough right there. Yeah. In other words, we start worshiping Molech, giving our children away and putting them into their ovens and burning them. You know, how can we do something like that? You know, that's how we got lost in understanding who we were. Right there from the beginning, from the start. And now if you bring it all the way up, the Most High is going to bring us out of Babylon. What did he say? And you see, give me Deuteronomy 28. 28 and I think it's, let's go back. Let's find out, you know, further. After we start wandering around and start worshiping all of their gods, you know, all of Molech and all of that stuff, the star of these false gods, man, and didn't understand who we were. So no wonder we didn't understand who the Magan Dawadah was. We lost that seal too, you know. And like I said in 2 Idris 10 and 23, the greatest of all seals, we've lost its honor. It's an honor to wear this. We've lost that. For she is delivered into the hands of them that hate us. You know, we've lost that too. So no wonder we don't understand who we are. So we lost who we are. We lost who we are as a people. So therefore, we don't know who we are as a people. Therefore, we don't keep the Lord's statutes and commandments, you know, like we're supposed to. Because we was sitting busy giving our children to sacrifice out. But now, to bring it up to modern terms, go to what you got, Deuteronomy?
Deuteronomy 28,
28. Deuteronomy, give me 28 and 68. How the Most High, how he said he's going to take us far beyond Babylon. Go read that. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Show you how we came here on ships, man.
Deuteronomy 28 and 68.
Right.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships,
right,
by the way whereof.
Right.
I spake unto thee that shalt see, it's like, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies, bondmen and bondwomen.
Right.
And no man shall buy you.
No man shall buy us. And that's how we wound up here in America. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 14 right there. What the Most High told us not to do. And what we sitting over here worshiping all of these idols over here in America, the cross, you know, and everything else, the cobblestone. You know, take them crosses off your neck, man. Save your life. Take those little, you know, put on your dawadah so you can understand your own culture and understand who you really are. Black man, Native Indian, and Hispanic. Understand who you really are. You know, you're not part of anybody else's culture. Give me Deuteronomy 28:14. And what the Most High told us to do.
Deuteronomy 28:14.
Right.
And thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command you.
Yeah.
I command
right.
thee this day.
Right.
To the right hand or to the left.
Yeah.
To go after other gods to serve them.
We went after other gods and served them. We start worshiping Moloch back a long time ago. Remphan. Start worshiping the gods of eating pork because these Jewish people knew who we were. Right. So they threw the right gods in front of us to make us worship. As simple as that, really. You know, all kind of gods. Read that again for me.
And thou shalt not go aside from any of the words.
That's right.
Which I command thee this day.
That's right.
To the right hand or to the left.
Right.
To go after other gods to serve them.
Right. Right. And if finish, read 15.
But
this is what will happen if we didn't keep what the Most High told us to do. Go ahead.
But it shall come to pass if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord,
right,
thy God,
right,
to observe, to do all his commandments and statutes, which I command thee this day.
What does it say?
That all these curses.
That some of these curses.
All these curses.
That a few of these curses.
All these curses.
That any curse you don't want to think about.
All these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
And that's exactly what happened to our people. Our people didn't know who we are. And to this day, that's why we tell you to come to the Isupk so you can understand who you are. So you can keep the law, statutes, and commandments under command of your heart. Thank God for people like Commander General Yohana that's telling his people, his priests and officers. Clap it up in the chat. Thank God that the Most High has given us Commander General Yohana, somebody that we can follow after so we can understand. We can understand how to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. We can understand that the greatest of all seals is the Magan Dawada. Yeah, we can understand that the signet of David, how we've lost our honor. We can understand, it's delivered unto the people that hate us, the Ashkenazi Jews. We can understand what we should be doing. The Bible says that it should come to pass, man, if thou wilt hearken, if thou would not hearken unto the voice of the Most High. He said, if you ain't going to do this, if you're going to get back there to start worshiping all them Remphan gods, all them Molochs, and offering your children up to idols, the equivalent to that right now is giving them away to prostitutes, giving away as prostitutes, giving our boys away as homosexuals. Those the same type of understanding of gods. Aborting our children, aborting our babies. Margaret Sanger, giving away to them gods. She wasn't nothing but an Ashkenazi Jew herself, I believe. I believe that's what Margaret Sanger was. Yeah, Sanger. Yeah. She was a Jew. She was a Jewish person, one of them fake Jews. Most High said, if you weren't going to listen to the voice of the Most High, to observe all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, and stop giving your children to Moloch gods. Stop giving your children to Remphan, to triune gods. Okay? Triune gods. Stop giving them away, man. The Most High said this. He said, I command thee this day that all these curses shall come upon you and overtake. And they have overtaken us till this day. We've coming up, young man D'Angelo. That's right. Clap it up for young man D'Angelo. It's exactly right. All these gods out here, man, learn. I mean, a lot of people say, oh, I can smoke as much dope as I want. I don't worry about that God. Yeah, right. You can smoke as much dope as you want. Give me, let me show you. Give me Proverbs 16 and 21, 16 and 27. Let me show you how you're not supposed to be smoking that either. Give me Proverbs 16 and 21. You ain't supposed to be putting marijuana to your lips. That's another God. You might as well, it's the same as Moloch. It's the same as the Triune. It's the same as Remphan. The same gods that we worship for 40 years in the damn wilderness. And what we going to do? Bring that out right now and start doing it again? And that's all, it's from the earth, man. What they say, it's from the earth. Marijuana. Give me another name for marijuana. Zaza. What else? Weed. Listen. These Jewish people out here put the stuff in our communities for us to make more mistakes because they understood what happened to us in our wilderness. They have our records. They snatched our Magan Dawada from us so that they can make us more and more and more not knowing who we are. Man, if you knew who you are and you wore this and you understood it, you'll have a better understanding. What is that seal? What does it mean? Man, I tell you what it is. It's the greatest of all seals. It's the seal of Zion. It's the Magan Dawada. But anyway, give me Proverbs. What is that? What I say? Proverbs 16:27. Give me that.
Proverbs 16 and 27.
Right.
And a godly man diggeth up evil,
Mm-hmm.
and in his lips there is as a burning fire.
A burning fire. Read that again from the top. What does it say?
An ungodly man.
Ungodly man. That's a person that just do anything. Go ahead.
Diggeth up evil.
Digging it up. How you digging it up now? He digging this out of the garden. He only planted it or found it. You ain't found marijuana just going anywhere. He digging it up and did what?
And in his lips.
And he rolled it up, made a blunt out of it, right? That's what they call it, a blunt. Took a knife, cut it in there, put that little cigar in there, just rolled it and did what?
There is a burning fire.
A burning fire. And did what? And he put it where?
Oh.
Go ahead, finish reading. I'm sorry, read that again.
From the top.
Read from the top.
An ungodly man diggeth up evil.
Right.
And in his lips there is a burning fire.
A burning fire in his lips, man. You can relate that to smoking cigarettes and smoking marijuana. Any one of them. That's not something that you should be doing. Give me Ezekiel 8 and 17. We'll wrap this up here. Ezekiel 8 and 17. We'll show you how you're not even supposed to be. You got to get back to your culture, man. But we got to show you the things not to do. The Most High said you're supposed to be getting back to your culture by not smoking, by not putting things to your lips like that. And then, and of course, we talked about all of these gods out here. These are just more and more gods just thrown in front of us to cast more demons in front of us so that we won't know who we are, man. That's what the Ashkenazi Jews, that's what all the Romans out there doing. That's what everybody out there trying to do to keep us from obeying these laws, statutes, and commandments here in the law class. Finish reading for me. Ezekiel 8 and 17.
Ezekiel 8 and 17.
Right.
Then he said unto me,
Right.
Hast thou seen this, O son of man?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a light thing to the house of Judah,
Right,
that they commit the abomination,
right,
which they
Right.
which they commit here,
Right.
for they have filled the land with violence.
Yeah. Where you at? Ezekiel 8 and 17?
Come on, sir.
Yeah. Wait a minute here. Let me go there. What did I say? Ezekiel?
Ezekiel 8:17, sir.
What did I do here? 8:17. Let me see what I do here. Let me find that there. Let me find it. Abomination, fill the land with turn and anger. Laws. Oh, there you go. Good. Read that again. Read that again for me. I'm sorry.
Ezekiel 8:17.
Yeah, from the top.
Ezekiel 8 and 17. Then he said unto me, Hast thou seen this, O son of man? Is it the light thing to the house of Judah,
Okay,
that they commit the abominations,
right,
which they commit here? For they have filled the land with violence. So,
Right. Yeah, let's drop that one right there for a second there. It's got the wrong one there. Don't worry about that. But anyway, go back to before we get out of here. What did I say here? Let's go back there. Go back to Proverbs 6 and 27. Let's make sure we understood that. No, I'm sorry, Salaki. I apologize to you. Salaki. Give me 1 Corinthians 6 and 19. We're going to make that our last scripture tonight. Okay, 1 Corinthians 6 and 19, okay? Go back there. I'm Salaki. 1 Corinthians 6 and 19. We're going to talk about our bodies as a temple, man. This is something that you shouldn't be putting marijuana. You should be putting pork. We need to get back to our cultures and find out who we are, man. To find out who we really are, you know. That's why I say get into Isupk so you really understand who you really are. Get into, what I say, 1 Corinthians 6 and 19. Okay? Take your time. We need to find out who we really are, man. Our body is a temple before the Most High. This ain't something that you just take and just use and put anything up against. You got it for me? Yeah. Give me 1 Corinthians 6 and 19.
Okay. 1 Corinthians 6 and 19.
Right.
What? Know ye not that your body is a temple?
It's a what?
Temple.
Your body is the temple. That's who we are. Know your culture, man. Understand what the Most High has for you. He says that your body's a temple, man. He didn't mean for you to go around smoking marijuana. He didn't mean for you to go around eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. He didn't mean for you to go around sleeping with every woman that's not your wife or sleeping with another man's wife. He didn't mean for the wives to have 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 men making a hoe out of. He didn't. The Most High never said that. I mean, what else could it be? This is not what the Bible says. Your body's a temple. You shouldn't be misusing your temple. We're talking about getting back to the culture of the Most High. We're just gonna make it as plain as we possibly can. Read that again from the top, Bible Kashah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Verse 19.
Right.
What? Know ye not that your body is a temple?
Know ye not that your body is a temple? Finish reading.
Of the Holy Ghost.
Of the Holy Spirit of the Most High. Finish reading.
Which is in you.
Which is in you, man. Finish reading.
which ye have of God, and ye are not your own.
Yeah, you're not your own, man. You bought with a price. You're not your own. The Most High owns you. He's telling you what? Know you not what?
In you which ye have of God,
Right.
and ye are not your own.
You're not your own. You're not your own. That's what prostitutes think. Oh, I can sell my body for whatever I want. 5, 10, 15, 20, blah, 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 blah. What do they want? They just go there and say, how about you, $200? What? You ain't that much, ho. That's what some of our men say. Look, you are not. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Too. And some sisters feel like that ain't even enough.
They ain't even enough.
Right.
Clap it up for the other. Exactly. But you shouldn't be what? What shouldn't you be doing? You shouldn't be whoring yourself. You shouldn't be making no whole. Our sisters shouldn't be making a whore out of herself. We're trying to get back to our laws, statutes, and commandments, and that's what we're doing. And our body, read from the top again one more time. Will you finish with that?
Oh, come.
Yeah, read from the top one more time.
What? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost?
And what is your temple? Your temple is your body, right? Finish reading.
Know ye that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost,
Right.
which is in you,
Right.
which ye have of God, and ye are not your own.
Right. You're not your own, man. Know this. You can't, sister and brothers out there, Ak and Akwathium, and Akwathian. You can't go out and do anything you want to your temple. You can't put smoke in it like that. Right. You can't go and prostitute it. You can't put anything in it that doesn't belong there. It's as simple as that. The body says in 1 Corinthians 6:19 that your body is the what?
Which your body is the temple.
The temple of who?
Of the Holy Ghost.
The body's a temple of the Holy Ghost. So if you enjoy classes, clap it up for class. Your body's a temple of the Holy Ghost. Okay? Let's clap it up in class right here so we understand it. We're going to read some announcements, okay? Appreciate it. The ISUBK security announcements. We are the ISUBK, start off 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. The rule for the new brother or sister: when a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8 and 10, means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'asharah, 10% of every penny of increase the Most High gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher, the priest fund. Free will offering for the priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Up holy convocations. We have let's see. Said the memorial September, yeah. Memorial of the blowing of the trumpets, the first day of the 7th month, Monday the 6th September 2021. Leviticus 23, 24, and 25. And we can say that remind Akim and Akwath to keep to check the bulletin board. We have a brand new bulletin board up there, newer one, better than the one we had. But the bulletin board in the hallway, if anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, headbands, and scarf. We're going to give a salute to all the brothers. Ahmad Shabbat, Matu. How about Shimmy, how Shai Barakatham? We're going to do a turn and give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Ahmad Shabbat, Ahmadu. Yahweh Shamar Alatha Ba Shem Yahweh Shai. For that we say, Shalom.